This video will walk you through creating the box and whisker plot. We're looking at the same data that I showed for the descriptive statistics, but now I added on 200, so that we'll have some sort of outlier that I can show you. So I am going to calculate descriptive statistics using the descriptive statistics application in Excel in order to get some of my basic information. So I put that in the input range. Output range, I'm going to put it there so I can see my information, and I'm going to click OK. So I needed 5 points of information in order to do this. I needed my smallest value, my largest value, my median, my third quartile, my first quartile, my third quartile. So first Q, third Q. I also needed my largest value. Okay, good. And then I need my interquartile range. So I'm going to call that IQR. And from that I need to calculate a lower bound or lower limit, and I need to calculate an upper limit or my upper bound. Okay, so those are all the things I need to find. My smallest value, I can find that from my descriptive statistics as my minimum. My largest value, I can find that from my descriptive statistics as my maximum. My median is my median from my descriptive statistics. Now the quartiles I'm going to need to find on my own using the quartile function. So quartile, highlight my data, comma, first quartile would be 1, so 1, close parenthesis and hit enter. Same again for the third quartile, so I just hit Q and then go down and select quartile, highlight my data, comma, now I need the third quartile, so 3, close parenthesis, enter. My interquartile range is the difference between my third quartile and my first quartile, so Q3 minus Q1, enter. So my interquartile range is going to be 5. My lower bound is my Q1 minus 1.5 times my interquartile range. And just to make sure that Excel follows the order of operations, I'm going to put parentheses around that. So again, my lower bound or my lower limit is Q1, which in this case is G5, minus 1.5 times my interquartile range, so that's 17.5. And then my upper bound is Q3 plus, open parenthesis, 1.5 times my interquartile range there. And I'm going to click enter. So now I have everything I need in order to be able to draw my box and whisker plot. So I'm just going to copy all of this and go and paste it. Here, let me delete that. Go and paste that here onto a new Word document where I'm going to go through and show all of my information. So let me just move these over a little so I can get everything where it's nice and clear and easy to read. So the first thing I need to do is draw my box here. All right, so here's my box. I'm going to locate, so I need to insert a text box. I need to locate my first quartile and my third quartile on there. So Q1 is going to be 25. So clearly this text box is way bigger than it needs to be. Okay, and then I made it too small. All right, so that 25, let me just move that to be down there under my my first quartile area. Copy that, paste it over here, and then my third quartile goes at the end of that box, and my third quartile there was 30. I then need to locate my median somewhere within there, and so it needs to be within that, between that 25 and 30. So I'm going to go in here and insert again. I want to insert a line, roughly in between there. So I'm just going to stick it there. That's really hard to see, so I'm going to make it a lot thicker. And there's my line there for my median around 27. So I'll Control V again in here, change that 25 to a 27. Now I need to draw my whiskers out to my lower bound of 17.5. So I'm going to insert a line coming out here, and then I want to adjust that line. So clicking in here, make it that color, and it's supposed to be dots, so I'm going to go into this dashes here and change that into a dashed line. Okay, and Control V again, because again I had copied that original 25, and that's going to go down here to 17.5. Make it a little bit bigger so I can see it. So now I see I don't have any outliers here because my smallest observation, actually my smallest value is 15. So I do have a bit of an outlier out there. So I'm going to insert, something to denote an outlier over here. Oh, that's way too big. Over here at 15, because according to my upper and lower limits, my smallest value should be between 25 and 17.5, and I have a value at 15. So I'm going to put a denotation out there and, mark that off right there as 15. And then I'm going to copy my line over here, put my box and whisker line to go over on the upper side, and let me just stretch this out a little bit. Well, it doesn't have to be stretched out much longer. Copy this box again. I need to put my lower limit or my upper limit here at 37.5. Stretch that out a little bit to make it a little bit bigger, and then I need to denote my outlier at my largest value of 200. So again, I'll go and I'll insert another shape here, way out here, a little circle there, and put this in over here at 200. So that tells me that I have outliers both in the upper and lower regions. The vast majority of my observations range between 17.5 and 37.5, and I do, however, have two outliers. So the outliers would be denoted because they are outside of those whiskers. So now you see why I said there's no easy way to do this, and you might as well just draw it out by hand.